Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 124.
124.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
A great place for all your Christmas shopping needs and holiday shopping needs, too.
And they are online.
That's right. Every day is a Black Friday.
No, it's not.
Oh, well.
But you can still go and get some great deals.
That's right.
And PixieVacations.com. It's never too late to book for Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, for Christmas.
And Universal, too.
Well, it might be too late sometimes, but not right now.
Not
So
right
book.
Yet, not right yet.
This is the time to book.
That's right. And also Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency. Check them out. We checked out the very first two Mickey's Very Merry Christmas parties. We're going to talk all about them in today's show.
I know it's gonna. We are pretty much Christmas partied out right now, but we had such a great time during those first two parties.
We really did. It was awesome. And look at the costumes. They always have their great festive Christmas outfits. When you go in, you don't even have to do the finger thing because it just knows that you're in for the party.
Well, in Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is a hard ticket event. It costs extra. Right now we're going in a little bit after 4. 4 p.m. is a time that guests can arrive, and the party actually starts at 7, so you can enjoy the Jingle Cruise and other things before the party ever starts.
That's right. A lot of people don't realize you get those extra hours. We always recommend maximizing your party time. Get there right at 4 and
stay till 12, or even we stay till 1:30
yeah,
the other night.
True. We're a little overboard. Oh, here's the map.
Taking pictures.
Very important to get the map. Has all the information. We started our first party with Jack Skellington as Sandy Claus, which was a new thing, and we knew it'd be very popular. We got there at 5 o'clock for the 7 o'clock start. Now, there's been a new development since then. Why don't you tell about that?
Well, they are supposed to start now every day at 6:15 for Sandy Claus here, Jack Skellington.
Right.
And so get there even a little bit earlier, because for party guests, 6:15 should be the time throughout the season, is what we were told by the managers.
And here comes Sandy Claus himself, his first ever entrance at Walt Disney World. It was very exciting. As you can see, we had a pretty close spot in line, so we're able to see Jack as Sandy right away.
And this is something that Disneyland Paris has had. They have had Sandy Claus, but we have not. So it was actually very cool
to see
him dressed. Cool. But he had his hat issues, although I think they fixed it right after this.
Right, I do believe that to be true. Now, we have met Jack Skellington many times at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and at Disneyland, and we just met him at Disneyland Paris. And in those places, he was appearing with Sally. But Sandy Claus is not appearing with Sally, so it's a little different.
I like having Sally with him, but it was still a really great meet and greet.
Well, in this case, it was great to have. Oh, there's the hat. And I think you are actually, that's your hand there.
I was trying to help him with his hat.
Mr. Claus with his hat wear.
I think they now probably have double-sided tapes to keep that on.
Tape?
So.
To his skull. Oh, I like that he was showing us around. We'll link to the video. He tells us all about his ornaments that he has on his tree.
He had so much energy that day. I think more energy than I've ever seen him have. He probably had a little coffee before he came out.
He even did his Sandy Claus cackle for us, which I thought was very good. So anyway, very exciting. Now you can get there a little earlier to see Sandy Claus. The lines are very long. They can get up to 2 hours for a party. So
we waited for 2 hours, but we started at 5 and ended just after 7, so I don't know what it is during the party.
Now, at the second party, we waited to be first in line for these ducks here. Donald, Daisy, and Scrooge McDuck.
But they didn't have an official line until just before the party started, so we didn't know 100%.
We sort of orchestrated the line because we knew where he was going to be appearing, and as people would walk up, look, I was trying to donate some money to the Scrooge McDuck Bank. And because of the holiday season, Scrooge gives me my money back. How nice. What a nice duck.
I think that's what he should do, is give your money back.
But anyway, we just kept telling people this is the line, and there were other people waiting too. It's not like we were the only people. So people sort of know and wait anyway, even though there are no official Disney people to queue up the line.
You mean cast members?
Disney
cast
correct.
members.
That's correct.
So the guests were waiting, but they really should have a queue, maybe starting around 6:30, because that's about what time everybody started arriving.
And here is Minnie in her new candy cane looking dress, which I like very much.
I like that too. I it's a lot of fun when the characters dress in something different. And this was new for this year.
It's embarrassing to know all this, but last year she was in a red dress, a red Christmas dress. So.
And was Mickey Mickey wasn't in anything. I don't want, that's not true.
That's outrageous.
Mickey was in his usual outfit, we were told.
Yes, he was
the
in
Town
his
Square Theater.
That's correct. He was wearing clothes. It was his normal magician attire. So Mickey hasn't been in Christmas attire for a number of years, ever since he started talking. Now he's so talkative.
He did wear his Halloween outfit though this year, so hopefully they'll get him back in that Christmas outfit.
Right. Okay. And what you're seeing now is something new, not really for the party, but it is included in the party brochure. It is the Frozen Holiday Wish. It's their new castle lighting show with the Frozen characters.
Well, guests can see the castle lighting every day, just regular park guests. You don't have to have
every day.
And then during other nights, it's 2 times for regular guests to the parks.
Right. At the Christmas party, it's at 8:00, and it's very crowded, extremely crowded. And here comes Olaf, the first time we've ever seen Olaf. This was actually from the debut performance. We were there Monday before the party to see the very first performance of A Frozen Holiday Wish.
And I said they sort of go rogue because Elsa, they're trying to get Elsa to light the castle.
Right.
And then Elsa's like, no, this isn't really our place, and we're just visiting. And then they're like, oh, please. And then she's like, okay.
Well, I kind of like, see, Kristoff is playing the part of Donald. Kristoff is like, the castle looks undecorated. And he sort of puts the idea into Anna's head to ask Elsa to light the castle, if that makes any sense.
I do wish Cinderella came out, at least, because
give her blessing. Give her blessing to
well, that's what somebody has said. But it is her castle, so that's what I think should have happened. Cinderella should have been
I have a better idea. At the end, after it's lit and it's all ice, Cinderella could come out and say, it's freezing in here. What have you done to my castle? But that is not to be the case. And here is Elsa. She's about to freeze the castle. And I think it's really nice with the projections that they use for this segment. It's a lot longer than the old Cinderella's Holiday Wish.
I thought that from up close, I thought the projections seemed like they took forever. But when we were sitting at the train station, the way they light up Main Street looks very nice. So here you can't really see how nice it looks.
Well, a little further back you can see, it's sort of like watching the Celebrate the Magic show with the beautiful lighting. And it's nice because it turns from projection into actual ice, the lit up icicles on the castle. And
I will say I have never seen it so busy for a lighting ceremony as I have that debut
Frozen,
night.
Not to be expected. What are our recommendations? What would we say to do if you want to see this?
Probably go the second. The second showing was less crowded, so I would assume it will always be a little less crowded. So that would be my recommendation.
Right. I mean, it was extremely, extremely crowded every time we have seen this.
And if you don't mind standing back a little, I mean, the front was really busy, so maybe stand just a little bit
really
back.
Tight, yeah. Especially if you have little kids, maybe stand back in front of the Walt statue and you can hold up the kids back there. And that way they get a good view of everything and there's no danger of being too pushed, too crushed.
Right.
And here they are. They're going to say their goodbyes. There's all the characters, Olaf, Elsa, Anna, and Kristoff.
And I always love Cinderella. No matter who is lighting it, I just like Cinderella's castle in ice.
It is a very beautiful castle, and it's a great way to get the party started. Although, again, this happens for the first time before the party even starts at 6:15. Anyway, we checked out another thing new, Club Tinsel.
Well, they have Club Tinsel every year, but it's Phineas and Ferb, I believe, that are new this year.
I think that's true. All I know is Phineas and Ferb were dancing up a storm at Club Tinsel.
Did you get Ferb on the ground?
Of course.
That was funny.
Of course. I don't know what he was doing there, but I love this. Again, the dance parties are a lot of fun. I couldn't stay there too long because it has that blasting dance music, and we're a little older for that kind of thing.
Oh, but now Ferb's doing his ground thing. It's like, what are you doing? I don't know.
I hate to admit this, but we received a review copy of Phineas and Ferb Star Wars, and we've been watching it, and we love it.
Oh, I love it.
It's wonderful. All the episodes are great, and we're really appreciating Phineas and Ferb.
More than ever.
More than ever. So it was extra fun to see them at the party.
I do recommend it. I mean, it was so, and I'm not a huge Phineas and Ferb fan. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I just thought that the mashup was great.
So here's another fun thing about the parties. it's time to get some treats. And look at the happy Disney cast members there with those Mickey heads in the back.
Right, those Mickey heads are little mugs that you can buy like popcorn with.
For $13.50.
Right,
or some
just
very
$8
high.
for the mug, which is cute, but we didn't get one.
So here's what the cookie looks like, the
Snickerdoodles.
Snickerdoodles, and that is a hot chocolate there. They also have cider. Not cider. Apple juice.
Right.
Apple juice.
And there is the Seven Dwarfs with their scarves.
Big line. We didn't actually wait in line to meet them this time, although we did for the Halloween party. And I would recommend getting there about an hour to an hour and a half early before the first set if you want to meet them.
And are we heading into...
Well, I'm just showing every time you see one of those candy canes, it means that's where you can find food. And Abu there was just trying to get himself some cookie and hot chocolate.
That was really funny.
I offered him my hot chocolate. He wanted it, but Aladdin turned him down. So
Aladdin turned you down.
Well, him. He said, no, you should not have that. So this is definitely new. The Holiday Hootenanny.
We loved this. This was really fun.
You know, I love the characters, the Country Bear characters, and you don't normally see Clara Cluck and Clarabelle Cow and Horace, and it was a lot of fun. And look at the decorations in here.
And the bears can really dance, but especially Clara Cluck. It was so hard to get her to stop for a photo. She just wanted to dance like all night.
They are dancing machines, these characters. But again, we had a great time. We came in here as the first parade was getting ready to start. That's why it seemed so empty in here. And I think that was a really good choice because it gave you quality time with the characters.
We always recommend skipping the first parade, going for the second, because it's so much less crowded for the parades. But also, the rest of the park mostly seemed pretty empty.
It was wonderful.
Time.
It was delightful. And it was a sold-out party.
It was a sold-out
party. This was
party.
party number 2 that we went to the Hootenanny.
I wrote up an article with tips on Mousesteps. Also, if you go to the front of Mousesteps right now, you can find a couple hundred photos that we took. So it will give you even more insight into the party.
I just love these bears.
They were really fun. And the country bears, they swap out with the others, the cows and the cluck.
Now, years ago, they had a Country Bear Christmas show that they would rotate around in the actual Country Bear show.
Right.
The
Country Bear Christmas
Country
show.
Bear Christmas special, it was called.
I really enjoyed that, actually. I missed that.
So this was the closest as you're going to get for that. And here they come. We already saw Horace Horsecollar, and there's Clarabelle Cow. Clarabelle, look at Clarabelle dance. With her bell, by the way. And
again, it looks really empty, but we've still got the parade going, and it filled up quite a bit right after that.
Clara Cluck made her triumphant appearance.
She would not slow down.
Now, Denise will be very happy to know that I didn't include any of the footage of Clara Cluck grabbed Denise by the hand, pulled her onto the dance floor, and made her dance. So I knew that the show would be stopped if I included such footage, but it does exist.
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know that I want to see it. It probably looks
Your face
stupid.
is turning red right now.
I know. I was red there too.
It was a lot of fun though, and you were smiling the whole time. So
you know what? It was still fun. I had so much stuff that I had a tripod and everything, and it's hard to dance when you're like loaded down with all kinds of stuff.
Usually we only see Clara Cluck on the Halloween parade.
Right.
So it's nice to actually see her out and about, and boy, who knew she was so energetic?
Nobody is as energetic as she is now. Horace
looks very relaxed.
Yeah, the Horace just kind of goes with the flow there.
Right. So anyway, that was a look at the new what is it called?
The Holiday Hootenanny
at the Golden Horseshoe. So all new for this year. We would recommend it. It was a lot of fun. So our next thing is Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade, and big thanks to our friend the Panda, Big Fat Panda, for holding this great spot. By the way, that's his name. We're not insulting him. And what a great angle. The flagpole was not there just for this one night, and it was wonderful.
And we were on Christmas Tree Point. So for this, we did 2 parades.
Correct.
So this was the second one that we did. We actually stayed on Main Street almost the whole night, probably for 4 out of 5 hours.
And it was delightful because nothing is better than watching the parade from this angle. And look at the new outfits that Donald and Daisy have.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. A lot of new things for the parade this year. And boy, oh boy, it was very exciting.
I just noticed Pooh just has his scarf on where he actually has something that looked like a new little coat or something.
When you meet him during his
right.
meet and greet, right. So as always, it's Mickey and Minnie in their Christmas attire with Santa Duffy.
And Mickey and Minnie last year or the year before received these outfits. They used to wear different outfits also.
So this was the big news for this year. It's the Frozen characters in the parade.
Right. This was like huge news. Frozen is everywhere this year. We have Anna and Elsa being. This is where Donald and Daisy used to be in the
horse-drawn carriage.
Yes,
Sleigh, as you say, sleigh.
Yes.
And it was great. I kind of thought this was how it was going to be, but they didn't disappoint. It was a great entrance to the Frozen characters. And again, I'm going to take advantage of the dual angles that we have and take a look at them from above also.
The train station is a great place to watch from. It wasn't as good for me for photographs, but especially during the fireworks that was the best angle I've had.
Anyway, the fans of the parade seem to love seeing Anna and Elsa until Olaf arrived.
Well, I don't think it was until I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. They loved him, but Olaf made a big splash because it was the first time he's ever appeared. He was not in the previous parade or any appearance until this year.
Last year, this float was Donald and Daisy.
That's right. And previous to that, it was
Scrooge McDuck
for a number of years. So this float has really changed.
Over the last 3 years, there have been 3 different characters on it.
But Olaf was great, and he has a lot of great sayings. You'll have to watch watch the parade, because he talks about snow and summer and all the usual stuff you'd expect from Olaf. Again, very good.
And all the links are in the show notes, so you can see. You could spend all day watching Christmas.
That's correct. And now we have Kristoff coming up here, and here are what would you call these guys?
I don't know, like ice hitters?
Harvesters.
I don't know.
Ice harvesters.
I don't know.
We just made that up, by the way. At the beginning of the movie, they had the ice harvesters.
They remind me sort of of the grave diggers. Like,
That's
all they would have to do.
They should scratch them on the ground.
Right.
That would add to the parade.
Add some sparks.
Little sparks, yes.
But Kristoff is on the same float he was at for Frozen Summer Fun, and it says Wandering Oaken's Trading Post.
I wonder if you can get merchandise in there.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it was interesting because you mentioned at the studios, the Frozen Summer Fun, they had the float that Olaf was in, but it was empty. That leads me to think perhaps Olaf was originally intended to be there. He just he probably couldn't handle the summer heat.
He loves summer though, so why would
he melted? That's his melting way. Anyway, here's some nice Kristoff views here.
I know, and everybody loved the Kristoff. I post on Instagram under Mousesteps, so everybody's like, "Oh, Kristoff is so excited."
I do feel a little bad for poor Chip and Dale, though. They used to have a snowball fight at this location,
and for many years they were there, and they were making the snowman too.
But here they are. Here is Chip and Dale in their new baker outfits,
and I like this too. I mean, Donald and Daisy are now walking, and now Chip and Dale are walking, dancing. And I actually like it when they have the new costumes, and we see the gingerbread men, which are one of my favorite parts of the parade.
I love the gingerbread men. But yeah, I agree. It's fun to kind of break it up a little bit, mix it up. So and we got new costumes, so can't complain about that. And look who I see in the background. It's Clarabelle Cow.
Clarabelle Cow, not Clara Cluck.
No, not Clara Cluck. We would never want to make that mistake.
Scrumptious.
Scrumptious. That's always your favorite part when she says scrumptious.
I actually hate it, but it's part of the parade, and it's part, it reminds me of Christmas now.
And look, it's Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph, also new for this year's parade.
Right, they started out in the Mickey's Boo-Doo Parade debut this year at the Halloween party.
And Wreck-It Ralph is in the position that Horace Horsecollar has been in previous years.
He got bumped from the parade.
Poor Horace.
He doesn't even
But now he can dance the night away with Clara Cluck at the dance party.
He has no new costume. He's just... not right. Here.
And of course the Goofy. Now we should mention a lot of these floats have scents to them. So like smells like candy. The other float that we saw before smelled like gingerbread. There's one that has a minty smell. Really, it's senses. All your senses are involved in this parade.
And there is the Seven Dwarfs.
That's
right.
And
those are certainly a crowd favorite.
And Snow White and her prince.
Yes, and they are the hardest to get a picture of because they're always dancing, And
like Clara Cluck. They've been hanging around Miss Cluck too much.
And Cinderella is still in the parade. She has her small horses over from Fort Wilderness.
That's right. We visited those horses at the fort this year. And there is Cinderella and her prince.
Prince Charming.
Prince Charming, of course.
And they are, again, there's so many crowd favorites. And this is just a great parade. And it will be free around Christmas time also.
Well, included
with your regular daytime ticket. Starting, I think, December 19th.
And we have Belle and the Beast here.
And I don't think this float has ever looked better with all that garland, and especially from the train station. I just thought it looked magnificent.
Well, we haven't seen it in a while. This is the first time that the Mira float has not been in the normal daytime parade.
But during Christmas, Christmas, does it usually have this much garland? I don't
think
remember.
so. You're right. It looks better
fantastic.
than ever. And there's lots of princes and princesses there, and there is the fairy godmother up on top.
And here comes the Toy Story float with Woody and Jessie. And you also have Bullseye on the other side and one green army man.
When I see this float, I always start to get excited because I know what's coming. It's always the highlight for me. It's the toy soldiers. And what a view this is.
There are 3 favorites for me. You have, we already saw one, and then the soldiers, and then reindeer.
What was your first one that we already saw?
Oh, Gingerbread Man.
Oh, Gingerbread Man, right.
So they are the classics, and those are all my favorites.
I would say this is my number 1 favorite. I love
I think
the toy soldiers.
The reindeer might be my very favorite.
Oh, you know, it's tough.
You would never want any of them taken from the parade.
The bottom line is there is much goodness.
There is.
There is very much goodness.
And I just, this really sets the season for me. And here they are,
Here
the
they
reindeer.
are.
I love them.
These were new for last year. Previous to this, they had the reindeer with the tongues hanging out. These are the Disneyland style reindeer, new for last year, and they're returning once again this year, also in Celebrate the Season.
And I don't mind the change. I think both sets of different reindeer look good.
Right. I think they do too.
And
And
the
here
big man?
is Mr. Claus, the big man himself. Merry Christmas! Santa Claus rounding out the parade.
And may I say that the lighting has never looked better, I don't think, on Main Street. Plus, you have those new garlandy things, whatever you call them, the wreaths hanging. So I think that all looks very nice this year.
I agree. I think it looks great. Every year they usually up things, and it's nice to have different things too. So the garland being different. Hey, this guy here is the star of the show over to the right there. He's doing a fine job of pulling that sign.
We didn't know that he'd be in there. We know
Friend
him.
of ours,
so,
yes. That was a very nice surprise because we saw him and he saw us at the exact same time.
Right,
so.
and I got a few nice pictures. And here is
Wishes.
Holiday Wishes.
But boy, oh boy, were we lucky because this is the only time really that you can see Holiday Wishes without the flagpole. It just happened to not be there for this first night.
And I just want to say the flagpole is worthy to be in town square, so we're not anti-flagpole
certainly not
at all.
anti-flag, but we support the flag.
But it was nice to have this, and I think there'll be maybe 1 or 2 more days around the time of the Christmas parade taping that this view may be available.
I believe you're right. When they put the tree in, they have to move the flagpole yet again. So there might be a day where you can get this view. But we were very appreciative that we had it. And boy, oh boy, very exciting to see the fireworks from here.
And there are several other areas that we really like the 180-degree fireworks from, including
Rose
the Rose
Garden.
Garden
Oh, yeah.
is fantastic. I don't know why I didn't go there the other day. Like, why was I just trying to find something in the street while you were in front? And look at that view from the train station. But again, Rose Garden, also very nice. And usually when we've been there, not so crowded either.
Right. And also, of course, the very center of Main Street would be the main place to watch it. That's where you can see everything on the castle in its full force.
Well, especially that one moment where Cinderella Castle turns to ice again.
Right. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Celebrate the Season show, another favorite of ours. Why don't you tell us a little history about the show?
Well, the Jolly Holidays Dinner Show is where this originates from,
Right.
and that was at the Disney's Contemporary Resort from 1992 to 98, and that was something that I always wanted to do, but I always thought, I'll do the party this year and maybe
Jolly
next
Holidays
year.
another year.
But it was
it's very
only there.
expensive.
It was expensive, and I wish I had seen it now, but you get a part of it here.
Now, this show has evolved over the years. There used to be country bears in the show, and some of the characters have changed, but the basic story has remained the same. It's a great show. It's a fun show, and I always enjoy it.
I don't think in the last number of years it's changed too much. It's pretty, let's say the last 5 or 6 years is pretty.
I would say, yeah. Oh, this reminds me of a funny one night we came to see the show. I don't think you were there, and it was spelled wrong. It was S-A-T, Satna.
Oh, it was
Satna. It was so funny. So I always laugh when I remember that. But anyway, great show, and there is Santa Goofy.
Oh, and I like Santa Goofy. There's Minnie, though. And I always am surprised. I'm surprised that she's surprised what she's getting because it's the same gift every year.
Mickey gives her the same
ballerina.
gift. But, she is very good to act surprised to get this ballerina. But I think Mickey should mix it up, maybe give her something new one of these days.
I think so, too.
Look at this. She gives him a nice kiss, though. What a good...
every year she gets a ballerina. She must have a lot of them now.
That's right. And now we have a ballet dancer, and Donald seems offended by the ballet dancer's style, so he's going to teach him.
Because he can't
He can
dance
do better.
so good.
That's
I don't
right.
think he can do better.
Another one of our little favorites with Chip and Dale. Always enjoy this.
This is one of my favorite segments. I always think it's very cute.
So anyway, while Goofy is doing his dance segment here, we're going to give you some tips on seeing the show. I would highly avoid the first show, the 7:30 show, because it's absolute bedlam down there, because everybody's waiting for the Anna and Elsa lighting at 8 o'clock. We would recommend doing the 11:20 show. It's after the fireworks, after both parades. A lot of people have left, and it's much more civilized to watch the show from that at that time.
Right. There weren't so many. I wasn't able to get up close because we had just seen the parade, but I was able to see it really pretty well because not too many guests were around.
I love this segment, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and you have Pluto there as a reindeer, and he feels sad because Santa never wants him. You know?
Is that true?
Yeah, that's.
I didn't know that. I just like the reindeer.
Then Mickey comes up and he says, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And
I didn't
happy.
realize that was the point.
Yes,
How do I not know
You've seen the show 1,000 times.
I know I have.
Anyway, here's the big finale of the Happy Holidays show. And speaking of that finale talk, we'll be seeing the
Totally Tomorrowland Christmas.
But first, we must have some more snacks.
And they're singing.
They're all singing Feliz Navidad. The whole place, the whole Crystal Palace. Look at it. They're in fine spirits, I think, because they're closing up. They didn't even ask what I want. They just gave me 2 cookies and a hot chocolate. They must know. But I just wanted to show these decorations in here are very beautiful.
This is our favorite location, but it's only open from 9 to 11. When I stopped there just after 9, there was a big, long line, but everybody just wanted to go inside the Crystal Palace. So that was really nice.
Anyway, it's now time for a Totally Tomorrowland Christmas.
This is my favorite show of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It's like a guilty pleasure. The first time we saw it, I was like, I don't know if I'll like this, but I love it.
It's a lot of fun. I especially like the first segment with Jingle Bells.
That's
Jingle
my
bells,
favorite too.
jingle
I love that.
way.
I don't know why, but it really is fun to watch.
Now, for another recommendation as far as this show, this particular video we're watching was the 11:45 show. Highly recommend it. We are able to go from the Celebrate the Season show and run over and catch the beginning of this show with a front row view.
Well, I was off to the side because you are faster than I am, but I had a pretty good view from the side.
Oh, there they are. There they are. It's
that
the
is...
Zerg. Jingle bells, jingle bells. You always love that.
I do, and I wish I could see. I can't wait till the 19th of December when I can see the show anytime for about 12 days. It really is just so much fun.
And it's much different than the original show that was
I
debuted
did not like
on
that.
this stage. Stitch's Supersonic Celebration.
Did not.
Infamous Stitch's Supersonic.
And because of that, I thought this would not be good, but it is. And it's been here now for like 5 or 6 years, I think.
Yeah.
A long time.
It's kind of a tradition of ours to end the night with this show, too. So, again, it was a lot of fun. And here's Mike Wazowski doing Christmas carols.
And Santa, I like the Santa Stitch when he comes out and it's like, he is kind of got the spirit of Christmas.
Right. Well, he misunderstands Haley Comet there when she's talking about Santa. So he wants to go and snatch Santa, but then he learns that Santa is a good guy. So he's going to, since Santa can't come to the party, Stitch is going to play Santa for the party, and there he is.
I love this show.
So while we're watching the ending of the show here, we have a few shout-outs to make.
Well, I met, I believe that Sebastian and Reiner from Germany approached me while in Tomorrowland a little earlier in the evening, and that was really cool. It was, you don't expect to be recognized at any time, so when I hear, like, Denise, and I don't know who you are, it's really a lot of fun.
Well, I thought it was really interesting when the person who saw me at Disneyland Paris
at Sequoia Lodge,
at the Sequoia Lodge, we met her also. Erin, right?
So Sebastian, Reiner, and Erin. So it was really nice to meet you during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Right. So thanks for saying hello. Anyway, again, another great night. This is the ending of the night. We're going to take a look at some of the holiday lighting and decor on the way out.
And I'm going to mention, as we're looking at the lighting, the Emporium, the Main Street Emporium, is supposed to be open every night till 1 a.m. is what we were told.
And that's new for this year, right? They're keeping
Absolutely.
it open. They used to have a quick hard close right at 12, but I was able to buy some nice holiday merchandise. I got in the store about right at the end, about quarter to 12, or quarter to 1 at the first party night.
Well, they closed up. I saw the doors closing at about 10 to 1 on the second night.
So speaking of the merchandise, here is a look at some of the items right now. And of course, we did get a little merchandise. And there's, you love these lights.
These are so popular. I noticed they were like on everybody's necks. Forget Glow with the Show. These are what's popular this year, and Jeff bought me a
Well, you were
set
talking
too.
about them all night.
Because I was so
at the
surprised
end
how
of the
many
second
guests were
party,
buying them.
That's right. I had to give you a little surprise there.
That was very nice.
And I did get one of these shirts for myself. I loved it. And here you go. This is a typical party night for us. At the end of the night, it's about 12 after 1, empty street looking down Main Street.
And there are other guests around us that you don't see, but not anymore on Main Street because the security pushes you towards, the exit.
Slowly
But
going
it was
out.
almost 1:30 that second night, and we have never been there that late. And we were not the last to leave. So, if you want to get pictures on Main Street, right after 12 is a great time, and especially as it gets closer to 1. But, eventually you have to leave.
So anyway, another great year at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We always recommend it. We've been doing it for a long time, and
Almost 20 years for me. I've been doing it almost 20 years.
I remember back in the day going to these parties, and there was only like 3 or 4 parties a year. So it's changed very much over the year. Anyway, great time. That's another show.
That's another show.
Thanks to our sponsors, PixieVacations.com.
Again, not too late to book your Christmas time at Walt Disney World.
But you better be quick about it.
You better be quick about it.
That's right. Very quick about it.
And Maple Leaf Tickets.
That's right. Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town, and our original sponsor, Theme Park Connection. We thank them very much. It's not even Thanksgiving, but we are pretty much done with Christmas at the Magic Kingdom.
That's right, but we still have more around Walt Disney World.
Thanks again for listening, and have a great week.
Have a great week.